Hi, it's Michael with you to recap more Cavaliers games from this past week. But first, it's time to take a look back at the NFL wildcard contest between the Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers this past Sunday. The notes and schedule are courtesy of the NFL and NBA apps, as well as the Cleveland Browns app, the television broadcast, and Twitter. So, Cleveland kicked off to Pittsburgh to start proceedings. Ray McLeod took Cody Parkey's kickoff out to the Steelers' 22. Even the most optimistic Browns fan realistically could not believe what would transpire in the opening quarter. Center Marquise Pouncey snapped the ball over the head of quarterback Ben Roethlisberger and ultimately falling on the football in the end zone with safety Carl Joseph. The 27-year-old who played collegiately at West Virginia gave the Browns a 6-0 lead a handful of seconds into play. Parkey made the point after. And then after McLeod reached the Pittsburgh 25, the Steelers gave a heavy dose of James Conner. Eric Ebron and Derek Watt also got the ball during the drive, but M.J. Stewart picked off Roethlisberger and took it 3 yards upfield to the 46 of Pittsburgh. Quarterback Baker Mayfield could not hit tight end Austin Hooper on first down, but did on the next play to create 3rd and 4. Then Mayfield connected with wide receiver Jarvis Landry for a short pass, and he ran the rest of the way for Cleveland's second touchdown. After Parkey's kick, it was 14-0, just over 5 minutes elapsed. Conner ran twice to set up 3rd and 1 on the home team's next possession, but on 3rd and short, safety Ronnie Harrison tackled Derek Watt at the line of scrimmage to complete a 3-and-out for the Browns defense. Donovan Peoples-Jones gained 8 on the punt return, which gave Cleveland good field position at the 35. 2 big plays started the drive on the next series as running back Nick Chubb ran for gains of 17 and 20. After getting the ball one more time, it was 2nd and 9. Landry added a 4-yard reception. Then receiver Rashard Higgins moved the sticks down to the Steelers' 11. Running back Kareem Hunt capped off the scoring drive on the ground, and with 4:40 left in the first quarter, the point-after touchdown made it 21 points without reply. Following the touchback, Pittsburgh did get a fresh set of downs after Deontay Johnson's catch to the Steelers' 36. An offensive holding penalty set them back. After an incompletion, Sheldon Redwine picked off Roethlisberger for Cleveland's second takeaway. The Browns made the most of it. A short completion of 7 yards to Chubb led to Hunt's 8-yard scamper, and the extra point meant a 28 spot put on by the visitors in just over 13 minutes of action. Eric Ebron twice caught passes in third down situations to get the Steelers up to their own 47. And then 2 plays later, James Washington received a pass that netted 14, but incompletions on 2 of the next 3 plays stalled the drive. Cleveland was back out on offense with 12:19 left in the second quarter. Because of the 3 first downs on Pittsburgh's last series, the Browns were backed up at the 10. Chubb could not escape the clutches of Alex Highsmith and Vince Williams. Mayfield twice went in the direction of Higgins, but to no avail, resulting in a punting situation for the first time for Jamie Gillen and Cleveland. The punter forced a McLeod fair catch just shy of midfield. Deontay Johnson got his hands on the football for a 5-yard reception. Conner then ran for 3, but on 3rd and 2, Porter Gustin intercepted the Pittsburgh quarterback for yet another turnover forced by the Browns. It looked like Cleveland was ready to do more damage after Nick Chubb rushed for 12 to the plus 41-yard line, and he would be brought down by T.J. Watt on a tackle for loss on the next play. And then on the same play, Jack Conklin got injured. His teammate, tackle Kendall Lamb, who caught a touchdown against the Tennessee Titans earlier this season, got called for holding. That wiped out a Mayfield to Hooper 16-yard play through the air. Ultimately, Kareem Hunt ran for 13 yards on 3rd and 21 outside of Parkey's field goal range. So, Gillen did his part as Ray McLeod took the fair catch at the 11 past the midpoint of quarter number 2. Pittsburgh would not show any panic on this next drive. Short passes from Ben Roethlisberger to Benny Snell and Juju Smith-Schuster left the team with 3rd down and a yard to go. Snell this time took the handoff straight ahead for 2 yards. Roethlisberger found Washington for 3 straight completions of 17, 10, and 27 to put the Steelers on the precipice of the red zone. Conner and Johnson each made catches to create first down at the 11. Washington and Ebron also caught short passes, leaving Pittsburgh with another third and short. Before the 2-minute warning, M.J. Stewart was in coverage on Smith-Schuster, and Ben's pass was incomplete. Connor just reached the line to gain after a brief respite, then scored on the next play, and the Steelers had their first points. Chris Boswell slotted through the extra point, but there was time for Cleveland to respond. Dearness Johnson took Boswell's kickoff out to the Browns' 36 with 1:38 left in the first half. Nick Chubb found space on the left side for 4. Following a Baker Mayfield failed attempt to Rashard Higgins, Cleveland needed 6 yards to keep possession. Baker was able to run for the yard marker and get out of bounds to preserve the clock. Chubb caught Baker's pass for 1 and likewise got his feet off the field of play as soon as possible. Then Nick took a catch and run for 21 before Cleveland called for a timeout. Completions to Austin Hooper and Kareem Hunt of 8 and 12 respectively meant another trip inside the 20-yard line. Mayfield connected with Hooper for 5, and then the final 7 to help restore the 4-touchdown disparity by the Browns. Still, there was about a half minute left for Pittsburgh. After McLeod's return and 5 yards tacked on, the ball was marked at the Steelers' 32. Snell rushed for 11, leading to a timeout. 2 plays after that, Deontay Johnson caught a pass inbound, and another timeout was used. Cleveland allowed Chase Claypool to make a catch along the sidelines out of bounds for 15, which gave Boswell a chance for a 49-yard field goal attempt. He had no problems with the kick, and it was 35-10, Browns at recess. So Cleveland took the second half kickoff, and Johnson ran the ball out to the Cleveland 24. Nick Chubb ran for 6 before Austin Hooper caught a pass from Baker Mayfield out to the 37. 2 plays later, on 2nd and 9, Mayfield hit Higgins over the middle as it was a free play since Cassius Marsh was offside for Pittsburgh. The Browns could not muster much after that as they punted the ball back. The good news was that Cleveland ran off almost 4 minutes off of the clock. The Steelers were backed up at their own 16, but like their previous touchdown, field position did not affect them as they went to the no-huddle. Claypool, Ebron, Smith-Schuster, Johnson, and Connor all caught passes from Roethlisberger to get the ball into Browns territory at the 42. Then it was back to Eric Ebron for 10, Deontay Johnson for another 15. Ebron then hauled in Pittsburgh's second touchdown to finish the drive. Cleveland did hold their nerve on the 2-point conversion as Roethlisberger could not connect with Connor, which kept the margin at 19 with 7:22 left in the third quarter. Outside of Chubb's 2-yard gain, it was 3 and out, and by the time McLeod ran Gillen's punt back to the Steelers' 32-yard line, only a minute was used off the clock. B.J. Goodson limited Johnson to a yard. Following an incompletion, Roethlisberger went right back to him for a first down at the 48. Connor netted 5 on the ensuing run. Then the key play of the drive was a Juju Smith-Schuster burst for 27. He would later convert another third down for 15, which set up a goal-to-go situation at the 5. The defense got Pittsburgh to 4th down after 3 incompletions, but Juju caught a 5-yard touchdown reception. This time, Boswell was on the field for the extra point, and his make trimmed the score to 35-23 with 2:57 left in the period. Nick Chubb ran for 2 on first down from the Browns' 25 on the next series. T.J. Watt then tackled him for no gain, and Mayfield could not hit Donovan Peoples-Jones, which meant another empty possession. Though Smith-Schuster picked up 4 to the Steelers' 41, he would give 2 of them back on second down thanks to M.J. Stewart. Juju's number was called again on third down, but was held a yard short of the first down on the last play before the fourth quarter. The offense chose to yield to the punting unit, and then a delay of game occurred. After the infraction, Jordan Berry kicked the ball into the end zone, so Cleveland caught a break. The decision not to go for fourth down was a talking point by national pundits because what happened next ended up swinging things back in order for the visitors. So from the 20, Peoples-Jones caught an 8-yard pass to start the next drive. And after trying Higgins to no avail, Mayfield found Landry to convert 3rd and 2. The duo connected for another 14 on the very next play. Then Chubb was limited to 1. Instead of taking the handoff, then took a pass across the middle and worked midway, worked for 40 yards for the touchdown, and the Browns were back up 3 scores with more than 2 minutes into the final stanza. Though there were still more big plays remaining, the momentum had been with the home side, so the sequence, starting with the decision by Pittsburgh to punt, ended with things working out for Cleveland as it turned out. Pittsburgh, as mentioned, were not going to roll over. Deontay Johnson had back-to-back catches to move the ball past the Steelers' 45. The second one was challenged unsuccessfully by the Browns. Though it put the pause button on the game, Pittsburgh came up with the big strikes soon afterwards. Smith-Schuster was able to come up with the football for 25. Chase Claypool then burned the secondary for a touchdown. And for the second time, the team went for 2, and it had a similar result as Ben Roethlisberger's pass to Juju Smith-Schuster was not completed, and 42-29 was the score with more than 11 minutes left. So Cleveland needed another purposeful drive to stem the tide, and they chose a good time to eat up as much clock as possible. Dearness Johnson provided a solid return out to the Browns' 35. Carries of 9 and 1 by Chubb garnered a first down. Mayfield could not find Landry on 1st and 10, so he threw to the right side to Kareem Hunt. Guard Michael Dunn got hurt on the play. Hunt could only get a yard on the next play, but on second down, Mayfield went back to Landry down to the Steelers' 24. Mike Hilton, the veteran cornerback, held Hunt at the line of scrimmage, but Mayfield threw back-to-back completions to tight ends David Njoku and Austin Hooper, which totaled 15 on the 2 plays. Hunt chewed up more of the clock on the next 2 plays, but on 3rd and goal, Mayfield could not get the ball to Hooper. It meant Cody Parkey came out for his first field goal attempt, which was true from 24 with 4:28 left. And Pittsburgh's last chance was snuffed out as Sione Takitaki intercepted Ben Roethlisberger, who tried to pick out Eric Ebron, and he ran it back 23 yards to the Pittsburgh 25. Chubb ran some distance to lose a yard out of bounds, but he and Hooper got touches, which set up a 37-yard field goal by Parkey, and it was 48-29 with under 3 minutes left. The Steelers, on what turned out to be their final possession, drove to the Browns' 40 and faced 4th and 10. Smith-Schuster would pull the ball in inside the 10-yard line, and then Claypool then caught the final touchdown. Pittsburgh was successful on their 3rd 2-point attempt as Ben Roethlisberger connected with James Conner. Steven Carlson would recover the onside kick with 1:08 left, and Mayfield took a knee 3 times to preserve a 48-37 Cleveland Browns playoff victory on the road. It was the first win in Pittsburgh for the team since 2003. So the divisional round in the NFL playoffs has started, and the Los Angeles Rams and the Green Bay Packers are in action as of the time of this recording. Later tonight, the Baltimore Ravens travel to Buffalo, and they'll play against the Bills at 7:15. Tomorrow, the Cleveland Browns travel to face the defending Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs at 5 minutes after 2 o'clock. And then later at 5:40, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the New Orleans Saints go head-to-head for a 3rd time this season. The winners of the 4 games will be within 1 victory of the Super Bowl, which is scheduled for February 7th in Tampa Bay, Florida. So we shift gears to the NBA, and the Cavs were competitive in Milwaukee but came up short 100-90 against the Bucks. That was on Saturday. This past Saturday, I should say. Center Andre Drummond scored 26 points and grabbed 24 rebounds in more than 41 minutes of action. Guard Damian Dotson added 21, while Larry Nance totaled 17. Milwaukee was led by Chris Middleton in the absence of Giannis Antetokounmpo with 27. Drew Holiday, Bobby Portis, Dante DiVincenzo, and DJ Wilson all pitched in with double figures scoring-wise. Then Cleveland hosted the Memphis Grizzlies on Monday, but particularly in the second half, the visitors had just enough to get across the finish line in a game where many players of note did not play. That included Colin Sexton, Dante Exum, Kevin Porter Jr., Kevin Love of Cleveland, and John Morant for the Tennessee-based side. 5 Cavaliers finished in the teens, including Zeddy Osman, Isaac Okoro, Nance, Drummond, and Dotson to give their team a fighting chance. Memphis was 51% from the floor and plus 12 in the assist category. Dylan Brooks led the Grizzlies with 21. Jonas Valanciunas made a big basket inside of 2 minutes left to extend Memphis's 2-point lead to 94-90, and the Grizzlies would go on to win by a final score of 101-91. The Cavaliers did not have much time to reflect as they were back on the court Tuesday to welcome in the Utah Jazz. Like the previous game, the key players were out for Cleveland, and Drummond also did not participate. From the late first quarter onward, Utah took control. Donovan Mitchell, Bojan Bogdanovic, and ex-Cav Jordan Clarkson were responsible for 68 of the Jazz's points, and Utah cruised to a 117-87 victory. Mike Conley, who played for Ohio State, scored a dozen, while Georgia's Niang threw in 14 points. Osman led Cleveland with 17. And last night versus the Knicks, Cleveland got to the free throw line as they made 25 of 34 attempts. Neither side was great from behind the arc, but having Drummond back helped the team have a +9 advantage on the glass. And with the score 98-97 in favor of the Cavs inside of a minute and 20 seconds left, Julius Randle committed a clear path foul, which put Dotson at the foul line, and he made 2 free throws. And since Cleveland got the ball following those attempts, he helped bump the lead to 5 on a layup. On the other end, New York's Randle dunked on Drummond but could not complete the three-point play, so it trimmed the margin to 3. But then after a pair of turnovers, one from each team, Andre split 2 sets of free throws, and then Okoro would make 2 more free throws later on to put the game out of reach to help close out a 106-103 win to end a losing streak. So Cleveland will have a few days off as they were scheduled to be in Washington for games on Sunday and Monday. And since both fixtures were postponed, Wednesday's home game against Brooklyn at 6 p.m. Central Time is the next time the Cavaliers will be in action. The two sides will run it back Friday in Cleveland at 6:30. That'll be this week, so just 2 games in this upcoming set of days. The Cavaliers are 6-7, which is good enough for 7th in the Eastern Conference going into today's games. The 6 teams in front of them read like this: Boston Celtics, Milwaukee Bucks, Philadelphia 76ers, Indiana Pacers, Brooklyn Nets, and Orlando Magic in front of them, with the Charlotte Hornets behind Cleveland in 8th. And meanwhile, over in the Western Conference, the Los Angeles Lakers, Los Angeles Clippers, Utah Jazz, Phoenix Suns, Portland Trail Blazers, Dallas Mavericks, San Antonio Spurs, and Denver Nuggets occupy positions 1 through 8. So you can follow the North Texas Browns backers on Facebook by typing in North Texas Browns backers in the search box. And on game days, in this case, Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock Central Time, the Irishman Pub on the intersection of Preston and Frankfurt, not Frankfurt like the German city, but Frankfurt Road, where Browns games are shown during the season. The Irishman Pub is where, that's the location of where they meet. So please sure to come out. Please be sure to come out if you are in the Dallas area. Hopefully there will be at least one more game, maybe next week, maybe the AFC Championship. Of course, it will be a big surprise if they're able to upset the Kansas City Chiefs tomorrow afternoon. But be sure to come out to the Irishman Pub, and remember, masks are required, so please make sure that it covers not just your mouth, but your nose as well. And videos and entries can be found by typing in Michael Balesta Roman numeral 2 on YouTube. I'm on Twitter and Instagram at MJB as in boy, OLESTA 2, as in the number 2. And then http://www.mjbalesta2.wordpress.com has the text form of this blog. Thank you for watching, and may God bless you. Take care.